What's up, gang, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about a new piece of gear that was sent to me by a company called Sheds. I hope I'm saying that right. SHEHDS makes this big boy mover here, and it's called the LED Beam and Wash Big Bee's Eyes. There's 19 of these 20-watt RGBW zoom lights in here. Okay, so now that we got the official title out of the way, let's talk about this thing, right? It was totally new to me. Basically, I got contacted by the company. They said, pick something off the site that looks cool. I picked this. Next thing you know, it arrives here at the office, and Jeb's here today. We're shooting this thing and showing it to you guys. So first impressions from this morning when I had my call with Brian Smith, my sound switch expert, very impressed so far. Just let's talk about really what came with. Simple, basic user manual, a little bit of hanging hardware if you want to fly it, and then basic DMX cable. That's it. That's all that came in the box. And then this beast here with your handles, your menu on the front. You got your PowerCon cord, of course, also came with it. You can daisy chain it to another one with another PowerCon. You got an on-off switch here on the back. And then right now I have my DMX in with one of the Donner dongles, and then of course have the antenna over there on my DJ booth. So we're gonna look at this thing a couple of different ways today. Before we even turn it on, I wanna just kind of go through a few things that I noticed when I was running some of the programs this morning and when I ran it on auto mode, both of which I'll be showing you today. Of course, you know, you got all your spinny spin, but the cool thing is this part right here goes in and out to focus. It also does several different patterns. So this can be just a regular wash, which is probably how I'm gonna be using it, with just colored beams, you know, slow scanning the room. But it also goes into what they call the bee's eyes mode, where you've got all these different dots, if you will, and different colors. And then also on top of that, this entire part not only focuses to a skinny beam or a wide beam, but this whole thing spins like for a totally different kind of effect. So that's what's really interesting and cool about this. Instead of it just being a basic wash light, it can do a lot of different things if you want that look. For me personally, like I said, I'm probably just gonna use these as a wash, because as most of you know that watch my stuff, I have a set of both lighting movers that I use, and that's what I use for my spots. So these are gonna be more of my wash, and then I'll probably get 2 more pop-up totems. And this will be for a really big show or a big ballroom, where I probably take out, instead of the Evolve 50s, I would be taking out the Electro Voice ETX series that I have. So anyway, I guess what we'll do now is, now that I've shown you the light, explained a little bit about how it works, I'm gonna go over to the DJ booth now and fire up Sound Switch and Serato, maybe turn some of these lights down. I apologize, we are shooting in the daytime and in a white room, so we won't be able to get super dark, but we'll shoot pretty wide so you can kind of see some of the patterns. Of course, if it, you know, goes off screen, you know, this way or that way, just remember that on Sound Switch, I'm gonna be programming it for that particular ballroom, so you can ignore the fact that if it goes all the way, you know, backwards or whatever. So let's get into the demo mode with Sound Switch first. We just ran through the demo of the bee's eyes running through Sound Switch. So again, you got my Donner antenna here, the receiver, I guess, over there in the back of the bee's eyes light. And you guys saw us, we basically turned the fixture around, faced it on the white wall. I kind of tried to make it stay within that little space we have in their little studio here. But you got to see a lot of different effects, right? You got to see the spinning effect. You got to see just a wash. You got to see it go out and in, so it got wider and tighter, just basically a circle of light. Honestly, I'm super impressed with it, to the point where I'll probably get up with Brian Smith again and get him to program both of them into my existing show and do a few more patterns and things like that. I mean, he was really able to dial it in pretty quickly. I just sent him a few pages of the manual. So now he's already familiar with the fixture. It's Sound Switch lightcoach.com if you're looking for him. I'll put the link down below. And I'll also put the link, of course, to this light. So the next thing I want to do before we wrap the video up is I'm going to show you on the menu. It's got a couple of different modes. You got Auto 1, Auto 2, you got a sound mode, and then of course we just ran DMX mode. So let's look at either Auto 1 or Auto 2 and kind of get an idea of what happens on those modes. So just want to take a quick look at the menu. By the way, somebody was in the comments the other day on my YouTube channel and was like basically asking me all these hyper technical questions. Let me explain something about this channel. I'm never going to get like hyper technical. I'm never going to take this out on 5-6 shows, break down every intricacy of it. It's just not the way I operate. I don't even do that in my own personal gear. I open it, I try it out. If I can't get it to work pretty much right away, I'm not going to use it. If you're looking for those kinds of videos, you're going to want to go to like Mojack's page. My guy Cleveland Terry does that kind of reviews or that kind of product review. That ain't me, man. I get it, I open it, I mess around with it for a little while. Sometimes I just open it live on the camera and then I show you what it does, right? So if you don't like that kind of content, you won't hurt my feelings, you can go to one of those other guys' pages, but I'm just kind of, you know, it is what it is, right? I do want to show you the menu though. So you hit the home button. Right now, I am in DMX mode, I'm the 25 channel mode, but if you go to, let's see, run mode and hit enter and then hit enter again, I'm coming off DMX and I want to try Auto 2. So I hit Auto 2 and then go back to home if I want to. And you can start to see it's just going to go kind of run through some of its basic patterns. Here's the thing about lighting, and it took me a long time as a DJ to figure this out. Number one, for a long time I didn't even think you needed lighting. I truly believe it adds a lot to the party now. The second thing is, if you're going to buy lighting, you have to have some sort of control over it. As you can see in the auto mode, it's going nuts. Half the time it's going to be behind you, above you on the ceiling. It's not going to be on the dance floor. Whereas sound switch, I literally can program exactly the parameters of DJ booth, back corner, other back corner, center of the dance floor, right on me. Like, I can do all that before the show even starts. It takes 5 minutes. I don't know anything about DMX and sound switches saved me. You know, but the problem again with auto mode, or if I turn it around and go into sound mode and start clapping, you're gonna see the same thing. It's gonna be all over the room. Even if you set the parameters internally on this, it's still not ever going to be as good as if you take the time and either learn sound switch or another lighting controlling program, or pay somebody like Brian Smith to program it up for you. And once that starts, again, sound switch is talking to Serato. It is basically, you saw what it did. You could hear the song Clarity playing. You could see the light reacting to the beat, changing with the ups and downs. With the builds, it was kind of spinning and doing kind of a strobe effect. Whereas on the auto modes, they just kind of go crazy. But what do you think? You know, I like the light. I think it's something that I might incorporate into my show. I probably would make it a little more low key than this, more just like a wash, doing some really nice colors. And I don't think it would replace my spots from both lighting. I would add it if I was gonna do 4 movers and maybe run 2 up high and then 2 a little bit lower. So maybe instead of the 6-foot pop-up totems, like you normally see me running, I'd probably get 2 8-foots. So run 2 at 6, 2 at 8, and put these kind of further back against the wall, and maybe the spots up front kind of on each side of the booth. All in all, Sheds has made a really cool light. I'm calling it the Bee's Eyes. Lots of great colors, super bright. Fan's a little bit loud if I had to say any negatives about it, but again, program it up, figure out how to do that, and add it to your show. It's a win for me, man, especially at that price point. Check it out, Sheds. I'll put the link down below to this light and all their other lights. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you think about this particular type of effect in the comments. I'll always respond to those. And make sure you're subscribed to the channel. You know, you see what I do. I got gig logs, I got reviews, I got some other things coming up in 2024. So keep watching the channel. Make sure you're subscribed. As always, I appreciate y'all. Thank you so much.